As we miss it.
Hey, Lockie, before you
Yep.
start, can I just say what I saw I don't know whether it was in the main WhatsApp group this week or the one that I was in, but that response to when Andrew put up a sort of a little hand up for help, the response from some of those boys and how quick it was just absolutely outstanding, and was just so proud to be some part of this group. And the response the boys gave without sort of any hesitation and willingness to be there for another mate was just outstanding. And it was something really, really good to see. And I doubt you'd see that in many other groups or things like that. Plus, and having the ability and the confidence to show some weakness and vulnerability in front of a group of men was just outstanding. So that was just brilliant this week. And I think it was just something absolutely amazing and a pleasure to be part of. So
Awesome, man. Thanks for raising that. 100%, boys. Another good thing as well, I was reading Joey posted yesterday that he's not doing the game plan at the moment, which I thought was awesome, because normally people can say, oh yeah, I'm doing it if it's not aligning with where you're at the moment. But it also, if you do have feedback on things that you want to or you believe can make it better, throw it in there, that's for sure. Because we can always look to make it better. Hey Spence, how you doing, mate? And hey Joey, good to see you, brother. Heath. I said, yeah, good, awesome. So gents, we're going to put you in your breakout rooms as per normal. I believe we've got a fucking cracking question here this morning. I'll just paste them there. So for those who are on for the first time, I know we got Jared on here for the first time, Pete on here for the first time. So make these boys feel welcome if they are in your breakout room. Obviously they don't have their 12-week game plans, or maybe they do, maybe they don't have their game plan sorted, so they're just going to obviously listen in. But even just if they want to share what's been going well for them this week or what's not. But gents, you'll see. Let me post one of the questions there. You'll see I'll put the 3 questions in there. So 2 of the questions are the same every week, which is where we hold you accountability for what you're currently working towards. And then the last one's always different. So where are you at in your 12-week game plan? So what week are you on? What's going well for you? And what's the overall goal you're working towards? So we're keeping that repetition and focus of mind around what you're wanting to achieve. And obviously we want to know how it's going for you, because we do fall off track. Life does happen. Own it if it does, because you can use the group and bounce some ideas off people to get back on track if needed. What have you learned from the book? So the book of the month currently is called Happy Sexy Millionaire. I liked it to start with. Now I'm sort of, it's all right. I'll share what I think after. And then the final question, which got me thinking because I read it last night. How much overlap is there between what you say is important to you and how you spent your attention over the past month? So for those who, for example, are saying health's really important to you, but you didn't spend a single moment in time last month or the last month working on your health or learning about your health, there's obviously a disconnect, and that's where the problem needs to start. The work needs to start. Cool. So I'll put you in groups. We'll give you about 20, 25 minutes to discuss those this morning. And I look forward to bringing you back to the main group.
I just say the Melbourne group should be catching up soon, next month, November. So
yeah, I don't know whether you saw what I put in the WhatsApp there. Just someone just choose a date, and
I saw that.
Obviously, not everyone's gonna get to it. So someone just draw a line in the sand, choose a date. Also choose a date for December, and that way you can plan around it.
Heath was saying he can't think 2 days in advance.
I still can't leave Melbourne here.
Yeah, I know. I can.
End of lockdown, my ass.
Yeah, soon, mate. Soon. You'll be able to leave in about a week.
Hopefully. We'll see how we go. But yeah, obviously that Brisbane lads or Brisbane Gold Coast, Queensland, we're doing Gold Coast next Saturday morning, 5:30, down at Southport at Main Beach. They're the same as we did last month. So if you want to toddle down there, it'd be good fun. You don't have to toddle. Bring your DTs, bring your towels. It's going to be a ripper morning. Might try and get a Bunnings sausage and bread after. No, we'll have a feed after. How do everyone
4 a.m. start, mate.
Yeah, it's a way to do it. Only way to do it.
I'll
get
see.
up and make the most of summer. it's a good way to start that. How do you guys go discussing that final question with where you're, what you say you're interested in or prioritizing and where your time's actually been going? Has anyone matched up on that? Like absolutely nailing it? Spence, why do you think that is? Or for who? Something Spence just gave me the big no, so I'll use you. I'll chat with you. Why do you think you haven't been?
I think just being lazy, mate, to be honest. I said to the guys, like, I haven't done a game. I haven't written in my game plan 12-week thing for like 10 weeks. I could have almost done the entire 12-week game plan. But I haven't turned up to the calls. All that kind of stuff. I haven't written anything in the WhatsApp group. Like normally I'll, check in and stuff, but I've been pretty lazy with that. I've just kind of been in a bit of an unusual headspace, to be quite frank, and just trying to push through. So, it is what it is. And, if I say I'm going to do something, majority of the time I'll do it. But at the moment, I just feel like I'm not, I don't know, just don't feel really connected to what I'm saying and wanting to do. I'm kind of a bit in between right now. So.
Good honesty, bro. What do you want to be doing then?
I want to go on a holiday. I think I need a holiday. I want to go overseas. My thing is I'm bad at this. I don't know if anyone else is in this same position, but I look back and I cancelled 2 Europe holidays before lockdown, before 4 years ago in a row because of work and because it was too busy and I was making money and all this kind of stuff. And then I look back now and I go, fuck, I really should have just done that. Because work is always going to be there. Now you look back and you go, Europe's not always there. We're told we can't even travel and we can't do this. And, you double vax and you can still get locked down. And, there just seems to be a hell of a lot of control. And obviously I'm not in Melbourne. I'm from Melbourne, but, they've been absolutely smashed down there. So, I'm in a pretty good position and I can go to the gym and stuff and not worry about it. But it's still, I want to go overseas and see something new rather than looking at the four walls of my apartment.
Does it have to be overseas? Why don't you just go for a road trip to somewhere north or west?
I could, and then I look at it and go, it's going to cost me the same amount to fly up to Hamilton Island as it is to go to Croatia. So I'm like,
right.
Well, I might just wait for Croatia.
But how long are you going to wait, mate? That's the thing.
Yeah, well, this is the point. Like next year, I reckon I'm going to try and book something in, and I don't even care coming back and doing quarantine. Life's too short, and I've got all mates that live over in Europe, and you travel from London every weekend. They're in Paris, they're in wherever, and I'm like, fuck, we can't even go to fucking New South Wales, and it's in the same country. It's crazy. No one wants to go to New South.
No, actually, I do. My family's down that way. So.
But yeah, as Phil was saying, Spence, it's the same. We were supposed to get married overseas, but going up to Airlie and all that sort of stuff I didn't realize how much cool stuff there is up there. And I think, if you think about for what purpose do you actually want to travel, it could be the spontaneity of adventure, or, when you're actually traveling, it might be, you really feel like you can switch off from work. So if you break it down to what you're actually trying to look from the experience, you can create that shit everywhere. Because I used to be, I travel 2-3 times overseas a year. And I went through the same process where I was like, fuck, man, life sucks. I'm not getting that fixed. And I was like, well, I could actually just lose my car keys and try and find them around the house. I'm getting a bit of an adventure. But it's about being intentional with why we're doing what we're doing. So you could go to Uluru, you could come down to the Gold Coast next Saturday. I'll make it fun for you. You can do all these things in life to get that same sort of thrill. Obviously, you're not going to be looking at the bloody sites of Europe, but that'll be there when the time comes, when you can actually travel again and you'll be ready to go there. But you don't want to put your whole life on hold from experiencing adventure. Saying this goes for everyone, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you don't want to put it on hold, because obviously there's government shit that's putting certain things on hold, but there's still stuff we can do in our own backyard right now. Now, I read a guy's post this morning who's from Melbourne. I think he's talking about getting out on lockdown. He's like, oh, is my end breaking up? Let me just take these.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a little bit, mate.
I think it's picking up all the different background noises from everyone's.
Can you hear me now?
Mm.
I think I said this a few weeks ago. I thought you were supposed to get fucking 5G once you got the vaccination, but I haven't got shit. Hold on one sec. What is hotspot?
It sounds pretty clear now. Whatever you're doing.
Sweet. Yeah. But he was talking about like obviously how tough it was, but he's like, I'll never get those experiences with like toilet training his daughter, like doing all these things that maybe we wouldn't have had the time to do. So once again, I haven't been in Melbourne and I can't speak on what that's like, but I think there's still definitely so much that we can all be doing right now that we may never get the opportunity, because I know for a fact that I wouldn't have explored up North Queensland if I could have traveled overseas, because I always will go overseas before I check out Australia. And now I'm hooked on Australia. Early Beach for $75 at the minute. So I think for everyone who's sort of in that flat spot, and what I would even suggest for you, Spence, is like, don't worry, as Joey was doing, don't worry about the game plan, just fucking go on an adventure. Like that should be the one thing you focus on doing, and do it as quickly as possible. And then you might feel reinvigorated, motivated to get back into some progress in other areas. As Phil said. Yeah, holiday in Queensland. So just
somewhere. We haven't decided where yet, but we're just going to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the guys in Melbourne would be fucking just keen to come for a holiday in bloody Toowoomba even. Garden City. But yeah, I think about that, just going back to what Spence was saying, like if your actions haven't been aligned with what you feel or you're saying is important to you, maybe just check in on what's actually important to you at the moment, because clearly for Spence, the holiday is really the most important thing, when on the outside, he probably feels like he has to be making business progress or smashing the 12-week game plan, which in theory, that's what we focus on here. But if you were to check in with what's really going on for you, it's like, fuck all of that off. You just want a holiday. That's completely fine. Cool. So make sure when you do, like, gents, in the game plan where there is reviews, like, it's okay to fall off track. It's okay to put something completely. That's why when I was saying, when Joey said he didn't want to do the game plan for the moment, that's fucking brilliant, because you don't always have to be doing a game plan if what you want to do is chill. It's like Sean said last time I was on the call, like, I'm sick of reading personal development books. He's reading, put those other book choices in there, which is brilliant as well. Right? Like at the end of the day, as long as you got, like, really what we're all striving for is happiness, right? Really. So whatever gets you there, progress obviously feels good, but sometimes you just need to check in with what you really want, to be honest about it.
Yeah, like that's something I was talking to the boys in my group about. Like, I intentionally had the last 3 weeks off from doing it all because I just want to chill the fuck out for a bit, like it's and just see what it's like. And it's funny, as I was saying to the guys, like, I still exercise in that, but I literally started feeling like old behaviors and old habits and that starting to kick in when I sort of stepped away from it. For me, it was more about taking a bit of time off for myself to chill, but then like realizing how important this shit is to make sure you stay on task with everything. Because then I didn't wake up with anything being intentional for the day, like, I just sort of like, whatever the day brings will be what it'll be, so it was nothing substantial happening in my life. I was just chilling. So it was good to have that bit of time off, but I just realized how important it is if you want to actually make some sort of impact in your life.
Yeah. Well, not even a marathon runners always running, they have stop starts, right? And it's within that point, it's like, do I want to run another marathon, or what do you want? And I think, it's good that Spence brought that up, because hopefully, it gets him thinking at least. Or I'll give you a call later on today, Spence, but like, you think about things that you want in your life, and we all have wants, needs, and desires. And sometimes it aligns with what the group's talking about or what your mates are doing, and sometimes it doesn't. But the real ownership comes through being able to acknowledge it and do what you want to be doing. Maybe you should go on a holiday to Birdsville or something, Spence. Somewhere out west, and just do a rodeo. Does anyone else have anything they want to add, just before I touch on a few things before we wrap up? No.
And
No,
how was the wedding?
so good, mate. I got
Late.
got a few videos coming for you. I'll drop it soon. But it was one of those things where I was furious about how much money we spent, but now that it's done, I'm like, that was the greatest investment ever. Like, it was just 2 weeks of nonstop.
Can't wait to see the song, Lockie. Hear the song. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
That would have blown you away. Hey, you wouldn't have known about that, would you?
Mate, do you know how this is how uncomfortable it was? You know how I got a wedding present, and then they're like, "Righto, one more wedding present," but it's only Lockie's allowed to come with this, and so they took me into another room. Like, we had videographers and all that sort of shit, and on the bed's like this silver box. Open the box, and there's an iPod in there, and there's one song on the iPod, and that's when I was like, "Fuck her, she got me." But the cameraman's right in my face. I was like, "Get the fuck out of my face here," because I know exactly what's going to happen. And yeah, got me good.
Did you tear up on the when you walked up the aisle, mate?
I teared up more the day before because we did like a proper rehearsal. So I think everyone's like, "You didn't really cry." I was like, "I did the day before when I actually saw it for the first time." But yeah, it's good. It's hard to
Awesome,
put in.
mate.
I still haven't really had time to download. I'll do that this weekend. But the I got the film clip back for the song yesterday. It's pretty good. So it comes out next Friday. So if you want to help me pay for my wedding, buy the song.
Did you ever think you'd be a cover of a single?
What's that?
Did you ever think you'd be on the cover of a single?
I don't have a face for a single, I tell you.
Oh, mate.
I've got nothing going on. But no, it's pretty cool. I think my mates are more stoked than I am to be on a film clip.
I like the way you had your honeymoon hanger on as they wouldn't go home.
At least I know I got another honeymoon in me because I'm going to crash his.
Yeah.
It's good having him there, though. It's good. Kept me on
Yeah,
my
it's
toes.
grouse.
Gents, just a few things coming up. I'll share some content with you boys from the wedding if you want to. I'll send you guys a teaser in the WhatsApp group. So Spence, get active, son, and you'll see it.
Yeah.
But obviously we've got the Brisbane event coming up. Melbourne boys. Is anyone in Melbourne here who's not in the Melbourne chat? No, we're all good. Sick.
Sorry, Lockie. I don't think Dennis he's new. He's from Melbourne.
Yeah, he just messaged me before. I'll throw Dennis in there. Has everyone listened to Dennis? Was on the podcast about a year ago. So he used to play for Carlton. He's one of the Carlton greats. Fucking epic dude. I'll share his podcast. Really good bloke. What was I going to say? So we've got a Movember event coming up, which is available obviously for all the blokes in Brisbane, but everyone around the place as well. So on the 27th of Movember, let's call it Movember, we're doing a 21-kilometer row. So obviously you can raise funds all the way up until that day. It is going to be obviously aimed at groups of 3. I know for some of you who are, I don't know what lockdowns are going to be doing, but I know Heath's got a rower and stuff. You might want to whack out the whole row by yourself. Who knows? But you can do that. But obviously raising funds, the reason obviously behind a 21-kilometer row, it's brutal. So it challenges mental resilience, incorporates teamwork. So having groups of 3 and obviously exercise as well. So it'll be a good morning there. So that'll go live on Monday. If you guys want to obviously raise funds and get involved with that. For the teams in Brisbane, there's only going to be 16 spaces. It's $50 a team. So whatever that is, $12, $13 each. But for those who are going to do it online, like obviously we'll have set some stuff up where you can just film yourself and send stuff through to the group. But you can all join, which will be the Man That Can, Ray White and Function Well Movember group. And so all the donations that you guys do it'll all pull together. Obviously you'll have your own amounts that you're raising, but it'll just go to one big overall branching thing as well. But all the info will be out on that on Monday. So if you do want to grow a mow or row, get involved. It'll be good fun. Finally, the task for the week. I know you guys froth on doing tasks, and it's good when we did the fitness challenge and the ice bar challenge. This one's going to be a challenge for a lot of people who hate being seen and don't like public speaking. Now, once again, as always, you don't have to do it. It's there as an opportunity to grow if you feel like getting outside your comfort zone. But the challenge is do a Facebook Live in the Man That Can group. So not in Circle, in the Man That Can group. There's 1,100 people. So there's a fair few people in there. There mightn't be people in your public circle, but it's there. I want you to do the topic, and I'll post all this when I post the recording, on a challenge that you've overcome in your life. Right. So the two things is, one, getting over the fear of being seen. Two, it feels good to talk about challenges. Three, you're going to empower and educate through your own experience for other members within the group. Now, I'll send through how I would structure a video, which is obviously, I always start with what's my intention of the video. For those who are nervous about it, you might say, oh, in Strongman of Value, Lockie's making us do this challenge. I want to give it a crack. What the challenge is, or what the challenge was that you faced, the impact that that challenge had on your life, how you overcame it, and how your life is going now as a result of that. So I'll send that through. That's how I generally structure videos, but it's a good opportunity for you guys to get uncomfortable. Hands up if you want to give it a crack, just so I can see who I'm going to be watching out for. You don't, once again, you don't have to do it.
Everyone's chewing on it for the moment, I think.
Yeah, no
Mm.
chewing, boys. Decisions.
Having a
The worst that's going to happen is I'm not going to comment on it. No, I'm kidding. I'll comment on all of them. Who's nervous about it?
Mm.
For what makes you nervous? Just quickly.
1,000 people watching it.
And your podcast has been listened to by about 5,000 people.
Yep, but I can't see them.
It's on YouTube as well. Your face is everywhere.
Old Hollywood, he's on the news, he's on the podcast.
He's everywhere. Well, all right. I'm going to look forward to seeing someone. And if you do see someone going live in the group and you happen to be scrolling social media, whether you're sitting on the toilet or, you know, in a meeting, get amongst it and support them, throw a comment or hit them with a like, because it obviously makes you feel good when that happens. Happens there. Who has a clue of what they would say? My mind goes blank. You could literally talk about anything, guys. So think about, this is the easiest way to create content or talk about something that's happened in your life. Think about any experience you've ever had. Now, I've had things that have been awesome in your life. It could have been winning something, winning too much. It could be crashing cars, alcohol challenges, relationship breakdowns, getting fired from a job, getting a new job. Like this, just think about various things that you consume and whether you can resonate or relate to it, and just do something like that. Cool. The opportunity for growth there, gents. If you should choose to want to take it, it's there. Once again, like I said, you don't have to feel like you want to do it. It's just the task for the week. Cool. I know Andy Canning's going to be on there. I can already tell. Look at him. All right, gentlemen, have an incredible week. It's good to be back. Good to see you guys, and we'll see you next Friday.
Good on you, mate. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Lucky.
Hey, mate.
Welcome back.
Thanks,
mate.
fellas.
Lucky.
See you later.